Dear viewers, welcome back in our program Islam in the Contemporary World. So we were sharing with Professor Dr. Iqbal Chaudhry, please.
As I said, that there is a relationship between political power, economic development, and scientific innovation and development. And all of these three elements are extremely important. Even in the contemporary world, if you look into different countries, Muslim nations, you would really find that countries where there was a political will, science flourished, and we have many examples, including Turkey and Malaysia, where the rulers have actually supported science and technology. If you look into the example of Malaysia and Turkey, you would really find that there was a consistent support of political leadership for science and technology. As a result, economic growth took place. And economic growth then create the need of doing more science. So there is a relationship between all three of them. And unfortunately, in any country where these elements are not present, you won't really see much of the scientific development. So I believe that these three elements are extremely important in order to have science and technology develop in any country.
Yeah. Dr. Mansoor, how do you see today's world relationship like Muslim scholars with non-Muslim scholars? Do you think there is really interaction between these two different scholars groups or scholarly identified cultural groups?
Actually, if we will compare with Western world, they are cooperative with us. We have a lot of projects with them, and they are helping our students and they are training our students. But if somewhere is other than European or American people, they are not supporting. There is some discrimination. They discriminate with Pakistani and with other also.
So I beg to differ. You see, science and technology has many aspects. There is so-called common technologies and common sciences which everybody is working for. But the strategic sciences, where the real wealth is, where the real power is not available in any cost. As a nation, you have to generate your own science. No scientific corporation would eventually teach you to develop satellites or create nanosciences or whatever. This is something which you have to do by yourself. Strategic, modern, cutting-edge science is not at all available in any cost. There are many examples in which Muslim students were barred to go to certain disciplines, and it is now very well recognized that, for instance, if you talk about nuclear physics or avionics or nanomedicines or nanotechnology, you would hardly find any Muslim going into the departments of Western universities. Of course, they are willing to work with you when you talk about certain diseases or agriculture or whatever. So in my opinion, science is something which every nation has to do it by itself. Is an extremely important necessity. Big or small, every country has to create an indigenous capacity of doing science. Cooperation and collaboration can strengthen your effort, but political will is extremely important, because without that you would not be able to do anything meaningful.
Yeah, and now as we are talking about science and its contribution to the community, there would be an interesting question for you. You belong to University of Karachi.
Yes.
And actually you are teaching for a long time and having your own research projects and research students. You think that University of Karachi or your research through your faculty is contributing for Muslim Ummah?
Yes, of course. I will say yes for pharmacy, especially because we have developed many medicine which are working very well.
Which kind of medicines did you?
That's for arthritis and for ulcer, and we have produced PhD thesis also on that, and we have also developed anti-cancer drug and the treatment
So anti-cancer drug is most important.
In the Western world, the cancer has no medicine or treatment, but it's just the prolongation of the life.
So you think
supporting drugs.
You think that your medicine is working on?
Yeah, of course, because this belongs to a natural science, a natural product. So that are from plants.
So you deal with herbs?
Yes, natural resources, whether herbs or animals or minerals.
So
this cancer drugs, we treated 104 patients, and they have been cured now.
Alhamdulillah.
And they are having age now 76 or 80, and for the last 12 years they are surviving. When they came to us, they were in last stage of cancer.
They were declared by the doctor.
With either surgery or radiations after that. And only the drugs, subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah ta'ala has given the power in medicine, in natural medicine, which cures the body, cures the diseases.
Yeah, and now, so Dr. Iqbal Chaudhry Saab, I know that HEJ, and especially you and Dr. Ataur Rahman and Dr. Siddiqui and Dr. Salimuzzaman Siddiqui and other renowned scholars, they worked very well for the betterment of Muslim Ummah and for the betterment of human being. And what kind of research are you doing there?
You see, HEJ Research Institute of Chemistry, or International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences, in which we have two large institutes, HEJ Research Institute of Chemistry and Dr. Panjwani Center for Molecular Medicine, is an example of excellence in Muslim world. These institutions were created by great people, Professor Salimuzzaman Siddiqui in 1967, and then from little known institution to one of the biggest, most recognized institutions in the world. This journey was led by Professor Dr. Rahman. This institute is an example of excellence, and it provides you a lot of reassurance that if there is a sincerity of purpose and there is a perseverance and leadership, you can create centers of excellence in Muslim world. Unfortunately, there are not so many centers of excellence in Muslim world. And I think one fact which we need to recognize, that we are far behind from the West. In multiple ways, actually. Universities are extremely weak, research centers have problems, and without recognizing this fact, we would not really be able to solve the problems.
So could you name some eminent Muslim scholars who are working on science, and their work has been recognized by the authorities of the world? And when we say authorities of the world, it means that the whole of the world is recognizing their work on herb or on applied chemistry, physics, biochemistry, or microbiology, whatever it is. So
there are very few, actually, and unfortunately these very few are not the pure product of Muslim world. Actually, they have been largely migrated. They have migrated to the West, where they got a conducive environment of creating and generating good knowledge. And there are a few examples of these great scholars, Muslim scholars. But overall, the contribution of Muslims in science and technology in modern world is minuscule. It's really very, very few. However, I would like to name a few. Professor Dr. Salimuzzaman Siddiqui was one great scientist who worked on medicinal plant, and Professor Dr. Ataur Rahman synthesized vinblastine, an anti-cancer drug, which is internationally recognized. We have Professor Dr. Munir Nafe in University of Illinois, USA, who is the father of nanomedicine. Professor Dr. Ahmed, who is a great scholar, Nobel laureate. So there are a few examples, but there are not plenty. There are not so many, actually.
So discussion is going on, but there is a short break. Please be with us. We are coming back very soon.